Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. Good evening, guys. How is everyone doing? We are going over, which one is this one? Is it 6 to 7 a.m.? I think this is where we're going to start seeing the camera turn daytime, I think. Let me get to the back of this and see. Yeah. This is the one where we see the camera go from black and white to color as the sun comes up. This is where the pumpkins are going to turn from white, gray to orange, and everything is going to turn normally looking. That's this one. Now, if you guys have missed them, go back, just scroll back. The Google links are in the description boxes for all of the ones that are raw footage. They're being posted. I put like a little map now in the front of them that's going to play when we press play on this one that shows where the camera is. The view of the camera is in like blue, and you'll be able to tell. Like you can tell what it is when we look at it. So I'm going to start playing this here in probably another like 4 minutes or so. We're going to say hi for a second. Hey, Hard Knocker, how you doing? Welcome, Dory. At what post? What's going on with it? Welcome, Priscilla. Hey there, Bryan Kohberger Case. How you doing? Hey, Swamp Chick. Hey, Becca. Hey, Fubar. Look, it's honestly, if you feel like you need to get to sleep, it's probably better just to watch the one tomorrow where you can totally focus on the raw footage. I really prefer, like, I love doing like the reactions and watching the stuff with you guys, but I do prefer like the raw footage ones be the ones that everybody really looks at for realio. Hey, Ritzy. Hey, Lady Di. How you doing? Hey, Sheila. Hey, Marie. I mean, look, I've been wondering this for a while because I'm still waiting. I mean, even now, and like I have been since it came out, I'm questioning the bug guard. I'm questioning things. I'm always questioning things. And I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for something to make sense. So I've questioned this because they've tried to get information out about the alternate suspects that they had. They tried to get information out. They allowed the information about the IGG to be a narrative that they were okay. That was a lie that Brett Payne was going to say on the stand. There were so many things that were done that a lot of information was just being blocked from. And even now the state can't give us their own theory. Bill Thompson stood up and said, they don't know. And some FBI profiler told them 2 weeks in before there was ever an arrest that it would just make no sense to even ask. So there's just no point to bother. That's the problem here. Even the families, even Olivia, who took the time to go to the state and speak to them, said, after sitting back and reflecting on it, I left with more questions than answers. Well, welcome to everything that we've been trying to understand here. We can't, because every time we get a little bit of something, there's more questions than answers. I don't know. That's the best way that I can think for how this was going. And the lack of what we're seeing here is this the only way that we could get anything out there, because the judge was going to stop at every step of the way. And because of Idaho rules, this is how the public gets to see stuff. I don't know. I don't agree with the plea deal without somebody having to give a written statement of detail and where certain things are and answer questions that only the person who committed the crime could answer. They never even bothered to do that sort of validation, clarification, anything. Everything was just, okay, yeah, let's just do this. It's going to save us some money. Yeah, let's do it. If you don't have a problem with that, then I'm sorry. Even if you are a guilter, you should have a massive issue with the way this case was handled. Like straight up facts. I don't care. You should have a problem with the fact that Dylan for sure is lying about a lot of things in her own words. No one's making that shit up. She's doing it herself. You should have problems with the fact there's 1,000 questions. The families don't have answers. That the families still to this day don't know certain things. Do we know what time Xana and Ethan got back to King Road? No. Yeah. Do the families? No, because it sounds like the state doesn't even know. Sounds like the cops don't even know. These are big questions. And conveniently, for those of you who don't know, the one portion of this whole 12 hours that we asked for that would maybe show us that, maybe let us hear them coming home, maybe let us see the Jeep or the black SUV coming down the street, or just anything in way of Dylan and Bethany coming back, or Eric Gower. Conveniently, that's the clip that they forgot to redact, that we're now having to wait extra time for the important part. Gotta love it. What is the ones for? I didn't ask a question, so now I'm just confused, and it seems like a million other people are confused too. What are the ones for? Did I miss something? I'm literally looking because I don't know why y'all are putting a bunch of ones in the chat. When did it start? YouTube was tripping. I know that. Me and my son were both having issues with YouTube a minute ago. What is the ones for? No, it's on Tuesday. I'll be live in the morning at 11:45 to go over the next set, which is what, 7 to 8 a.m. But then I won't be live again until Wednesday evening. Okay, so here's a one. What are the ones for? I didn't ask a question. Oh, there it is. How come this showed up after the fact? So, what? So this is the first one that I saw. Oh, here it is. I was like, what's everybody putting ones for? Okay, yeah, we did that the other day. No, I was confused. Yeah, I found it. I found out. I found it. Took me a second. Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to pull this up. See, it's going to get light. Okay, this is what's going to play at the beginning of all of them from now on. The house. You should know what the house looks like in daylight. If you've been following this case even a little, you should know what the house looks like. You should know that the house that you're looking at in this camera footage is not 1119. It's not 1122. It is 1119. 1119 has a wooden door. 1122 has a white door with a wreath on it. 1119 is a wooden door with a rectangular glass. They are different. Took me a minute the first time, but once you know, you know. The blue is what the camera can take in, what the camera is seeing. I put it all the way this way because if this house wasn't here, it would see further. But you can see this corner of the house. You can see all the way across the street. This is 1119. I should have turned this other way to like face it this way. The door is this way, which I might change it for the next one. But I wanted it to look like what people look at in the camera so that they sort of like understood what they were looking at. But I'll change it. I probably should go ahead and turn it. This is the back of 1112 right here. See the line right there. This is the house. This is where the house used to be. This is what the camera looks like. And this in the front of 1112 is where it is. And then there's another picture after this. This is the part of the PCA that explains that this is a camera that is 50 feet away, less than 50 feet away, according to this, from Xana's room when it comes to where the sound's coming from. It is behind and to the like catty cornered from. Again, this is the front of 1112. This is the camera that you were looking at. This is 1122. And right here is the wall that shares Xana's room. Right here. This is Xana's room. This is 1112. The camera is just barely off this picture. Like if you can get like an idea like this way about how it looks. Okay. Now this is going to get started. I probably will go in and change the rotation of that photo for 1119. quiet. See the rectangle door? I just started. You're good. Don't really hear much. Turn it up. Vehicle. Now remember, this is like 6 o'clock on like a Sunday. There's going to be people like starting to move around at this point. Not everybody rests. There's like something, but I can't tell what that is because it just sounds like it's something constantly changing in the background. I just can't tell what it is. See, that's like people moving around. That's not a vehicle. I mean, it could be the people inside of 1112, but we don't know if they're asleep at this point or what's going on. Yes, because of course they are. What do you guys think we paid for? Yeah. Yeah. All the titles say redacted because that's what we paid them to do. That's why there's like attorney hours and stuff. Yeah, they all say that because they all have, even if the only thing that they did is the license plate blurry stuff, it's going to say redacted. Like that's how it's listed. Now I know that like he's doing some stuff with the audio and it's very possible that they might have put up some sort of like overlay or something over it. But yeah, they're all redacted. We paid $900 and something for them to do this. It's going to be doctored. It's going to be something. That's what we paid him to do. Unfortunately, that's like how it works. I mean, I believe it. I don't know what they did to it. I know that they did things to it. We paid them to do things to it, unfortunately. All the titles say that. It's like underscore redacted. It should be. They shouldn't be allowed to redact stuff. I know. That's my problem. That's my problem right there. Type in the name and then Idaho behind it. No, they don't. They're boring little basement dwellers. It's hilarious. Like, there's a bunch of new ones here that seem to like not know that we highlight stupid people on this channel. So get ready for some community posts. I think out of anybody, I think you would kidnap them. It sounds like movement somewhere. Was that the slider door? See how this is just like a small sound? Maybe not. Yeah, they do. Look, like I'm gonna just tell y'all an example of one really stupid person and like another stupid person in the comments. The video that I posted this morning that I'm not even talking in. I'm not giving an opinion. It is true, factual evidence from the freaking police department with no commentary. And some dumbass is in the comments talking about how you're always trying to protect your boyfriend. And some other dumbass with a fake picture in the comments, right? I'm not even talking. I'm not even talking. I'm not saying anybody's name. My damn face ain't even in the damn video. That's the kind of stupidity that gets highlighted here. Because if you're going to be a dumbass and you're going to want the attention, honey, I'm going to give it to you. Oh, I'm going to give it to you. You should already know that. Stupid people. Stupid people. No. I don't know who's misconstruing that information, but no. No. Don Daniels mishandled the 3 pieces of blood evidence from Bryan Kohberger's apartment for 10 days. It's in her own reports, and she admits in those reports that once she realized that she didn't put those pieces with the rest of the evidence, she held on to it for 10 days, didn't say where, and didn't alert anyone. She did not even inform Ann Taylor of this until January the 10th, when Ann Taylor met up with her at Bryan Kohberger's apartment. So for 3 days, the pieces of material that were cut out of Bryan Kohberger's pillowcase and sheet for blood evidence from his apartment, even though nothing came out of anything, even the hair, no connections, no nothing, she still held on to that shit for 10 days. Didn't tell nobody, didn't do nothing about nothing, didn't drive her happy ass 10 minutes away to go and put it where it needed to go. Nothing. And then she got promoted to chief of police. Can't make this shit up, bro. You really can't. Thank you for the 50, Mama Daz. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, 10 days and promoted. Jesus Christ. Isn't that wild as shit? Made the chief. I'm still hearing like conversation. You guys not okay? I'm gonna go back like about 20, 30 seconds. I'm hearing conversation pretty actively. Yeah, because it's playing fine. If you YouTube has been acting up for like the past hour. Stuff that my son was trying to load, nothing was loading up. I was trying to edit out. A lot of my members have asked me not to like edit out like all of the extra stuff for a while. Usually I try to go into the lives and edit out me saying hi to everybody and like the very end and just keep it to the point. But I have been trying to go in at least at first and try to just get rid of like that 5-minute like play thing. I couldn't do any of that earlier. YouTube was tripping. So if your screen goes black, just refresh it because everything's good on this end. Yeah, I hear something. Someone's speaking. Conversation. It's a vehicle coming from somewhere. Let's see lights back here. I still hear what sounds like conversation. I just can't tell what it's coming from. Then go the frick away instead of sitting here bitching. Shit, get a life. Jesus Christ. That's conversation. It could be a TV, but it's just odd. Something's moving this way. There's a light over here, guys. Watch over here. There's some light movement right around this spot. Is it a cat? I think it's a cat. I think it's the cat again. It looks like it's sulky like a cat. I think it's the white cat. See, that sounds like a sliding door. That was a person's voice. What person's voice was that? That had to be a person. That was pretty loud. Who is that? Yeah, and I know, and it like faces that way. The sound could move around. That was loud. I keep seeing movement over here, but I really do think it's just a cat. That's not a cat. That's happening inside of a structure. Then don't sit here bitching at the fact that that's what we're trying to figure out. God damn. Like, if I keep seeing you arguing with people just to be a jackass, I'm just going to block you. I want to know what that human voice was. Because I'm not hearing like a door right here on the porch or nothing open, and that shit was loud. I don't know. That's the problem. Right there. Okay, well then watch without being able to have conversations because I'm just tired of you doing nothing but complaining. Goodbye. You're annoying. It looks like it's starting to like light up a little bit. You notice how it like changed just a tiny bit. Why would I watermark my videos after I bitch about how stupid Plunder looks doing that? Why would I do that? You can't see proof through a watermark. I think Plunder's dumb for doing that and selfish. I have made that very clear. Why would I be that hypocritical? Come on now. I purposely don't put a watermark to make a point. That's a cat right there. Was that a dog bark? There's a kitty cat. If people want to be losers and take my content, then they can just be losers and take my content. People call them out in the comments. But I'm also putting the original files out there. So if they want to be pieces of shit, then that's on them. That's not a reflection of who I am. It's so dumb. Like you're putting it right there, like in the middle of the screen where we need to pay attention, you selfish shithead. You can tell the sun's coming up some more. Like you can tell it's getting there. It's crazy how you can tell the difference. Yeah, that part. That part. And then to make you pay for a not watermarked version? I'm sorry. I don't understand how those kind of creators still have supporters. I just don't. That's selfish as shit. But y'all know where it's coming from? You know where it's coming from? Right in the middle. In the middle. Like, what is wrong with you? Or that person's stupid. Or they did that themselves. This is very true. Who is this Scott person y'all keep mentioning? I'm missing out on what this person is claiming. Yeah, it looked like a kitty cat. It looked like a kitty cat. I don't know what this person's claiming. I guess I'll see in a minute. I don't really honestly care. If y'all know that they're a clown, just ignore them. It's Jeff. Scott's being Jeff because he's a weirdo with multiple personality disorder. Okay, good to know. See how it's lightening up some more? You've never seen Don't F with Cats? You should watch that. You should watch that. I think it's on Netflix again. It's rotated back in. Well, y'all hear it just fine. He can go and grab the original things out of the description boxes just like everyone else. I'm not stingy like those damn people. Y'all are hearing it. So whatever they're playing, it must not be something from my stuff, because y'all have listened to everything that I've shown you. So I don't know what they're playing. I don't pay attention to those channels. Unless y'all tell me to go look at whatever they're talking about. They are not recommended on my shit. Sorry. It is a crazy one. That's probably what it was. They probably took my video from my lives or something instead of waiting, which is dumb. They can have the file. It's in the description box. They don't got to be stupid. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll touch on that one more time. I saw that. I saw that Gray Hughes had that. That's my question I had earlier. I watched it for like a second, and he's claiming that he paid $110 for that, and he's supposed to be getting footage from the 1255 to like what we paid for the redactions, the 1255, but all the way until like the next evening, which, if that's accurate, that would be the evening of the 14th. But if he's only paying $110, I'm going to FOIA who FOIA'd that and who paid the redactions. Because like I mentioned in the live earlier, what we paid for these redactions was over $900. They originally said it was going to be almost $1,500. So we ended up having to pay $747 down before they could even get started. But this is mostly this. It's still what's happening in the other footage. There's a lot more redactions. There's a lot more faces that have to be blurred. There's a lot more license plates, people coming in and out. That redaction, in my opinion, is what they based this one's estimate on. So if Gray Hughes is really only paying $110 for the whole thing, then best believe not only am I going to be FOIAing the exact same pieces of extra shit that he just apparently is getting that goes past what we paid for, which goes from 12:55 a.m. to 12:05 p.m., but I'm also going to FOIA who originally did it, because if you already FOIA'd it and it's from the cops showing up and after, and someone's only paying a duplication fee, why is it not out into the public? Who paid for that? Who paid for those redactions? I want to know. So I'm going to be trying to get the same information, and I'm going to find out who filed for that, because that's a duplication fee he's paying. That's not the redaction fee. I wonder if it's like a Netflix or a Lifetime. Somebody bought that footage, paid for the redactions, and then never released it. And that's weird. That's real weird. Right, but he's requesting past this now. He's telling his people he's paid for 1 a.m. to the next evening, because he doesn't really know the timestamps he's even asking for. I highly don't even know if he really asked for it, just the way that he was acting about it. Because then he was also going over Lyndon Beck's interview, and he was asking his people in the chat who LB was. And I'm like, so you're playing an interview for a person that you don't even know who that is? He asked them repeatedly. So I don't even know if he really knows what he's doing. Let's just be so for real right now. But he said 1 a.m. to sometime the next day in the evening. Well, we know from the reports that it goes from 12:55 in the morning to sometime the evening of the 17th, sometime on the 17th. And then there's one random day. Well, it's not random. There's one day in December that we have a report for that also has camera footage for. But what it's supposed to be, that's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be cheaper after the first set of redactions. Like if you go in right now and you FOIA 12:55 in the morning to 12:05 p.m. on 11/13/22, you're only going to pay a duplication fee. And it's like $30 for the first size amount. I don't remember what it's based off of. It's on their website, I think. Or like on the request itself. And then like an additional X amount of money for each additional, like, is it megabyte? I don't know what it's like that, but it goes in increments like that. Like there's a base price, and then if it's a certain amount bigger file, then you pay a little bit extra per additional size. So that's what the 110, I'm like, that's a duplication fee. You're not paying for redaction. So who paid for that? I want to know. I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the 2 shenanigans. I think I missed some stuff. 13 months. That's a super long time. So is 9. Thank y'all for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Something like that. Yeah. Something like that. For sure. Yeah, don't keep putting the exact same thing in the chat. We don't do spam here. Don't do that. Jesus Christ, you can't even keep it to subject. We don't do this. We don't play these games. They might be the ones who wanted the police footage. But to get it and then not put it out there is weird as shit. Yes, Mary, we're live. I don't think we have much longer until it gets light. FBI said so. I have that on a call, a recorded call. That's what MPD told me. FBI said so. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the point? I bet you it's the Idaho Statesman that did it too. I bet you it is. Was that a bug? It's weird. There's like something over here on this side. I think it's just because it's getting lighter so that like things are starting to move or look like they're moving, but it's really just like it's about to get bright. That is deep, bro. Damn. Eee. It was deep. It hurt my ear. It hurt my ear. I mean, I still hear conversations happening. It's definitely voices. Thank you for the 5, Leanne. Thank you. Ooh. Why the frick was it needing to make a noise when it went bright? What the hell just happened? I don't know if that was necessary. I don't know if that was necessary. Jesus, that is very strange. Why would it do that? Why would it do that? Makes a noise when it goes light. Ew, that's so weird. Ew, that's weird. It's like, I see dead people. I haven't watched that movie in forever. Does it really make that noise like that? That's crazy. Mine don't do that. Mine do not do that. Ew, y'all got, okay, y'all must have like the same system. That's crazy. On all night. Purple light too, on all night. Ew, that's weird. Weird, in my opinion. I'm still hearing like stuff in the background. Like it's quiet, but there's still stuff like it faint in the back, like moving around and talking. It's very faint. That sounded like a sliding door. Nope, that's a car. They got dropped off. The two that we saw leaving, I'm pretty sure, are the ones that got dropped off in the other footage. I don't know when this car in the middle gets back, actually. I haven't seen it. Oh, that was weird too. Guess as it gets brighter, it's gonna fluctuate. Is that an airplane flying overhead? This sounds like an airplane. That's gotta be an airplane. That was at the house itself. Whatever that was at the house itself. Mm-hmm. It turned that color because the filter for the black and white turned off. It's been that color the whole time. It's like that when the cop goes into the house to speak to them. It's a black light. It's a vehicle. Nothing loud enough to be picked up on this camera. Definitely not. It might, but you'd only be able to hear it whenever you're at the door. Like as you like click it. It's so crazy how Google went back like almost 20 years to block out you being able to even view down this street anymore. Even now with the freaking house gone. Right before all of the missed calls. And they ended, I think, at like 2:52 or something like that. That's got to be a vehicle. Yeah. Whose SUV is that? Are they playing music that loud at 6:30 in the morning? That's really disrespectful. Did I go backwards? Or did I go? I should have gone backwards. Did I go too much? And again. Oh my God, what did I do? Did I miss it? Did I go past it too far? Damn it. There it is. Is that like a blue SUV? It's got a sunroof. Whatever it is, it's got a sunroof. And it's open, an open sunroof. That's like a bluish SUV. Loud. Jesus Christ. Loud as hell. Is it? Huh. And we still have to go back and do a comparison of those. God, it's going to take a long time. No, Jenna's is a lighter blue. Is that the one? I remember seeing something similar to it that left. Let's go back and clock that. Another vehicle. Sounds like a vehicle. I don't think that's extension cord. I think it's LED lights. It could be an extension cord, but I thought that it was like a string of some sort of lighting. YouTube's been acting up for a while. A couple hours. It might be the same one, yeah. Molly left right at 4, like 4:02, 4:01. She's out of there for good. No, the timing was between 9 and 9:30, and they have no proof that he was there. They said that in court. There's a car going south on 95 that they can't prove is his vehicle. It just looks similar out of 20,000 similar vehicles. Yeah, there's nothing in the neighborhood itself. That's what I was waiting for. Like, show me something in the daytime of his freaking car actually in the neighborhood, and they can't. So I don't know why they even put that shit in there. There's no such thing. There's never been such a thing. No proof of him ever being in that area exists. That's the one thing that the state did state, that they cannot directly connect Bryan Kohberger with 1122 or its residents. He said that at the plea hearing. Nowhere. Thompson said it himself. I don't know how you can stand up with good conscience and say that kind of shit. That's what we were just talking about. They don't have any proof of that. Because he's not in that city, county, or state. I want y'all to think about something for a second. One of these days here, I'm going to probably end up doing, and maybe just to like cleanse my brain of Idaho, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch the extremely in-depth videos that Rotten Mango did on John O'Keefe and Karen Reed. I watched one of them the other day. I was pretty blown away by the comparisons I could make between that case and this case. And it's really funny to me that I'm hearing certain things in that case about how, oh, well, of course, because he was the outsider. Of course, it makes sense because, of course, they had to cover their own asses. So why wouldn't it be the outsider? Why wouldn't it be to cover up for this like certain person because of the people that this one person knows? Same concept. Same concept. There's even like an agency that, you know, these people apparently always work together when it comes to the O'Keefe Reed case, but suddenly all of a sudden these agencies aren't working together, and lo and behold, it's super important that happened. Same here. Same here. All of a sudden, after decades of working together, for Pullman's motto to be keep your tanks half full just in case Moscow needs our help. And for the first time ever, they don't want WSU and Pullman to help them. And it just so happens that's where the suspect comes from. The comparisons between those two and the bullshit that happened in the background with law enforcement was astounding to me. And I wasn't expecting that going into that video at all. So one day we're going to just make some points. And then stuff like that won't have to be asked anymore because it'll be obvious. See, that's actually one of the most ridiculous things that I saw in that thing is that people were saying that Karen wore shoes into John's house because she knew he was dead and it wouldn't matter, or she was like legitimately actually freaking out and shoes were the least of her concern. Because like your shoes really aren't the last thing you're thinking of whenever you go into those kind of situations. That's how I took that. I found that like to be hella reaching. I found that super ridiculous when I heard that. Dylan is definitely not being truthful, that's for sure. That's what we wanted. No one here was okay with this. Everyone here wanted us to go to trial. We all want the same thing. Dot is not real. Please do not get me started on Dot. Jesus Christ. Please don't. I'll go off for a fucking hour. I want to know what all of this background shit is. Like, either there's stuff happening in a quiet neighborhood at 11:22 and we're hearing it, or the people in 11:12 are tweakers and never fell asleep. I mean, which one is it? Because there's like constantly stuff going on in the back. That's what I'm wondering too. It's hard to tell. I hate this so much. See, like it's like right. It does. It's just faint. That's that front door. That sounded like a lock again. That sounded like it was right at the camera. How is that not the door itself? It literally sounds like that metal mechanism. They got a lot of dumpsters. The neighborhood probably stinks if you want to be so for real. Thank you for the $14.99 rare earth. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But we've heard it like 3 times at this point. Like how many times? And it's not like an OCD where it's like, they got to do it in turn before they can finish. It's like it's different, random. It probably smells like alcohol and nasty. What was that? One more time. Hey girl, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, I am. I'm telling you, I'm hearing voices still. And it like comes and goes. That's conversation. That's definitely some people talking. I mean, like it could be, but I just don't think it is. Because there's like moving around, and the way that the moving around sounds like you are physically hearing something moving up against something, physically hearing the thuds. The thuds definitely are not a TV. Yeah, I hear conversation. That's a vehicle. There's that cat again. See it? Okay, here comes this. Did you not know where you were going? Who are you? Who is this? Have we seen this? I almost thought that, but I'm not quite sure. It looks sort of familiar. I know I've seen the like weird cut before of the window. I can't tell what kind of vehicle that is. Let me screenshot it and see if Google can tell me from the cut what kind of vehicle this is. I might have to do it with my phone. Yeah, hold on, let me see. Oh my God. AI is so freaking ignorant. I literally took a screenshot of just like this little bitty spot right here. And I'm not going to switch the damn screen because it's going to take forever for me to get everything like recalibrated. Google AI is telling me that this is a 1984 Mercury Capri performing a burnout. Stupid ass thing. I don't trust you at all. I don't know what it is. But it's not burning out. Like what? That's what I thought it was right there. That thing. Yeah, blazer. Thank you. That's what I thought it was. Damn thing. Oh, it's performing a burnout. What? You crackhead ass GI AI thing, dummy thing. So stupid. I hate AI so much. It does look like a blazer. Yeah. The actual opposite. Stupid thing. That part. Burnout for sure. Ooh, I hear voices more now. What was that? Squeaky stuff. Is it my kid? He knows to get his brother. I don't hear nothing. Hold on. He just said, y'all are full of it. I said, the chat said they can hear a toddler say mom. He said, no, I did not. Okay. He said it wasn't him. Y'all are ratting on him for nothing, trying to get him in trouble. He was like, I did not. Mhm. Okay, I'm not sure who that is. Several of y'all heard the word mom. Interesting. He's very much like that. There's lots of clunks and thuds and voices in the background. See, y'all all heard something that sounded like mom. We'll have to listen back on the other one. Maybe with the captions on the raw footage. Y'all watch it with the captions on and see if it pops up any words. That's his favorite person to watch on TV. When he helps me cook breakfast, we have to watch like Gordon Ramsay videos. Seriously. Mom and Breaking Glass. See, several of you guys heard that. That's crazy. I do hear talking. Oh, there's only 7.5 minutes. That's weird. That's very strange. Probably Bethany. I'm still hearing it. Lily, you're going to fall off if you do that anymore. You're going to slide right off the bed. Why is there so many thuds and things? I can't make out any words, but I can hear voices. That's who that is? The Jason Olin guy? Nasty. Vehicle. Possibly. We need to go back to the body cam where Kaylee and Hunter come out of the house and listen to the slider and see what it sounds like. See if it's loud. Dot's not real. Dot is not real. No. No, we don't. No, the frick we don't. People with common sense know that that's not looped. It's almost over. By her own self, she literally admitted that she was a troll. She is a woman that is messed up in the brain and goes by Brayden and has a lot of problems. That's Calypso you hear. I forgot to give her calming treat. Does it? We're going to listen in a second. I'm going to find it before we get off of here. Bro, for real. Because Birdie. Dumb self. There wasn't a house with Dot's story. She lied about everything. She's a faker. She's a true crime troll that does this in cases. She even did it in Sebastian Rogers' case after the fact. She's not sad or anything about what she did. She doesn't care that she got busted. She's a psychopath. I know it's ridiculous. Like, there's enough insanity, can we not? The truth is crazy enough as it is. And it wasn't even a period. It was the earth. It was the earth. It was the literal earth. If you go and you listen to where Brett Norton admits all this shit, Dot got her nickname because Brett Norton thought it was a dot, and it wasn't a dot. It was the freaking earth. It was the earth. The whole thing is so annoying. Of course she was, because she loves attention and people keep giving it to her. Y'all are feeding her. She's like a narcissist. You're giving her supply. Just ridiculous. See, the road sounds so crunchy. It sounds so crunchy. Is that the BMW that y'all were just talking about, or Mercedes? I saw y'all talking about a Mercedes. Yeah. It's so loud. It's almost over. The back of the house butts up to the parking lot of 1122. If you go to the very beginning, before we start the video, I show a map. I mean, I still hear shit in the background here. And then it's silent the last 2 seconds. I don't know. I don't know what the freaking noises are in the background. I don't know why it sounds like there's voices. I don't know why it sounds like stuff's being moved around. I don't know, but it's there. That's all I know, is that it's there. I'm not sure. We're going to have to go back and watch some other pieces and try to connect stuff for sure. It's just all so ridiculous. It's not that she's been debunked. She's debunked herself. This is the second case that she has come out and done this with. She would know that because the Goncalveses have had this footage from day one, and Brett Norton was speaking to Steve Goncalves at the time that everything with Dot was happening. So Brat was feeding Dot information that she was getting from Steve Goncalves from their conversations. They had phone conversations and text message conversations. It's going to sound somewhat legit because she had inside information being fed to her by somebody who was speaking to not only Steve Goncalves, but also Howard Bloom. Dot is a troll. Dot is a fake. A flaker. Oh, yes. She's admitted all of this herself on Melissa Jade's channel. Dot herself and Brett Norton, who worked together on this entire bullshit, both confessed to all of it. And what makes me mad is that Birdie, when he was researching all of this, there's no way that you did not find that. If you could go around and find all the clips where she was running her mouth like a psycho, there's no way you conveniently missed all of the clips, all of the reactions, and literally all of the true crime channels talking about the revelation of truth when it came to Brett Norton and Dot. There's no way you just conveniently didn't see that. Y'all understand? Some people are not worth your time at all. At all. I know, because I haven't seen his face in a while, so he hasn't gotten on my nerves in a little bit. Notice he's been pretty quiet ever since all this stuff started coming out. You're not going to spend the rest of your life behind a cell phone? I think we're already living that way, aren't we? Oh, yeah, she's fake as shit. She came out here and admitted it. I have video. We literally just recently went over this, and Brett Norton got all butthurt because we went back over it. Well, this is the consequences of your actions. When you orchestrate some bullshit and it comes back around, you have to deal with the consequences every time it comes back around. Sorry, not sorry has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the truth. But yeah, you can go watch Melissa Jade's channel where they're all admitting it. You can watch my reactions to all of it. There's reactions about it from 2 years ago when it happened. And then 2 months ago? 2 months ago, we had to go over it again. Yeah, she's a straight up liar. And it's all out there. So if somebody is trying to bring that back and they're not telling you the full truth, they're doing it on purpose. And they're counting on their viewers to be sorry, not sorry, too stupid to go do their own research. That's what a lot of these people do. They count on the fact that people are going to hang on their every word and not go out and fact check anything. It says so much more about the person who does that kind of shit than the people that believe it honestly, because they're counting on you to not care. They're counting on you to just believe it. It's so sad. I mean, seriously, it's her own face. It's her own words. Her own words. No one's making nothing up. Her own words. Kimbleweed, yeah. That's where it came from, Melissa's channel. I mean, it's her own. It's her own. She came out and admitted the whole thing. And that's what bothers me. If we know that it's out there and you are now presenting the story and you're not putting all of the information out there, you are choosing to not tell the truth. For what? What is the motivation behind bringing Dot back up after 2 years in the middle of a case that already has such insane things happening in it with the real case facts? What is the motivation behind bringing that story back up dishonestly? Is he ever going to answer that question? Probably not, because the money is the only thing that people care about when they do that kind of shit. It's going to bring the drama. It's going to bring the people to the live. It's going to bring the people in. That's done on purpose. I don't have patience, respect, or give a shit for people that do that kind of shit, because that's what mainstream does. So if you're going to come to YouTube for a more fact-based perspective. If you're going to come to YouTube, because people on YouTube will deep dive into documents and go over facts and not lie to you the way that mainstream does, then why would you choose to support channels who do the same thing? That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Full stop. Full stop. Yeah, for everyone. It definitely came out of nowhere. For sure. He had a white cat. I wonder if that's his cat walking around. Still haven't seen anything of him. Still. And she turns around and looks straight at the damn camera and says, "I'm friends with Bill Thompson." Yeah, you were useless at that point. Useless at that point. Thanks for the 5. Tippy, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, he really like inserted himself, bro. He inserted himself and there's no reports about him. I'm not seeing anything that he was talking about. Like, I know that we're questioning the SUV and we're going to figure all that out and try to compare what we saw in Linda Lane to the one that we're hearing and all the things. But where's the report for what Enon had to say? Like, that's actually crazy. Hold on a second. But yeah, I don't know where anything of Enon's is. And the way, again, that he put himself in the case is sketchy to me. It's always going to be sketchy to me. Thank you for the 10. Was our dad asked what to take for TA? Yeah, for a toothache. Yeah. And that's what's weird to me too, because like I've had wisdom tooth pain, like a million of us have. And I know that if I'm in pain, I can't sleep. I know that if I'm in pain, I can't sleep. But also, like, your dad was just with you the weekend before. I don't know. The whole thing just doesn't make sense. It went from jaw to it being like a tooth, and the whole thing, it's just a lot. The way that she's just like, am I going to be able to go home for Thanksgiving? And doesn't want to answer anything. She's just like, Her, I can give a lot more grace to than Dylan. I just can. I don't really trust everything going on in that camp. But I feel like, again, if Bethany would have never called Dylan and said, "Hey, I just heard this noise. I just saw this light." Would Dylan have called Bethany? Would Dylan have said anything to Bethany? Bethany, like, was experiencing this after Dylan saw and heard all the things that Dylan is now claiming to have seen and heard. But she hadn't reached out to Bethany yet. She's claiming that she was calling out names, that she was trying to get a hold of Kaylee and Maddie and blah, 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 blah. But you didn't try to get a hold of Bethany. Bethany called you. Bethany called you. So if Bethany wouldn't have called you, what would have been the story? Would you have ended up in her room, or did that only happen because, oh, she wasn't really asleep like maybe you thought she was, and now you've got to like change a plan? That's where my mind goes. Because you saw and heard all this shit and didn't call the cops. Because you saw and heard all these things and someone else had to call you and ask you about what they had going on. That doesn't make sense to me. So I have to ask that. If Bethany wouldn't have called, what would Dylan's story have been? How would this have gone? I have to ask that question. I have to ask that question. I just don't know. Maybe one day we'll get the truth. And even if the truth means Bryan Kohberger actually writing out a damn confession and giving specific details, then so be it. But instead, we've got a prosecutor who stands up at the plea and says, we can't directly connect the suspect with 1122 or its residents. Oh, we were told not to even ask why. That's a problem. And if you're a guilter, you should have a problem with that too. And that's also my biggest issue. We're going to go back over a clip that I took today from some stuff that Ashley Banfield did. And I want to present it on the channel as like a direct message to her. Because there's no way that she's that stupid. Like, I know she's blonde, okay? And I know that she gets a script written for her. But there's no way that she's that dumb. She sits there and she's like, they saw her. Both of them. They saw Xana on the floor. And they described where her feet were and her head. Oh, but they didn't know she was dead. They just thought she was passed out from alcohol. And we don't know. Maybe they were banging on the wall. Like, she's asking all these questions while not asking the questions at the same time. And I'm like, you've got the perfect opportunity to clean shit up. And you won't. You won't ask Steve Goncalves to clear up his bullshit misconceptive statements. Instead, you ask him one time, you let him lie to you as an answer, and then you just move on to the next question, and you don't try to make him explain himself. I have questions for you, and we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to break it down, and then I'm going to present it. And I want her to answer these questions. She probably won't. She doesn't give two shits. She's making hundreds of thousands of views on every video, regardless of if it's good or false information or not. She's making bank from both channels. But if you're going to sit here and be like, they both saw her and they both saw her on the ground, but it's just fine. They both just didn't know. Daylight, sunlight, string lights in the room. You can see she's pantsless. You can't see 50 stab wounds worth of blood. Miss me with the bullshit. Anyone can see that that's a lie. Anyone can see that that's a lie. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay at all. Okay. I'm going to get off of here. This one, is this the one that's going to post tomorrow? Let me see my schedule. In the morning, the 4:45 to 6 a.m. that we went over in the live earlier today is the raw footage that's going to post. And just like with all the rest of the raw footages, in the description box will be the Google Drive link to the original whatever the cop sent me, the original file. We're going to go live tomorrow at 11:45 to go over the 7 a.m. to the 8 a.m. And then I won't be live again until Wednesday evening at some point. So I'll have something that's like a clip from, actually tomorrow night, I'm going to post the clip of the answer from ISP about the 12.5 stuff that we went over yesterday in yesterday's live when we noticed it last minute, because that's important to put out there. So I'm going to work on that later tonight and in the morning and get that out tomorrow night. No live on Tuesday because that's my son's birthday, and it's going to be the 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. that we just went over that posts in the morning on the 9th by itself. And then I'll have some other stuff posted that night. But we will not be live again until Wednesday at 3:45. Okay. Now, remember what they told us at MPD. And if you missed that phone call, go scroll back. I have a video of it where I recorded the call with MPD and them telling us that the city attorney and the people that need to be there in order to get the 12:55 to 2:25 and the 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. done like they should have done in the first place, won't be there until Tuesday, miraculously the day that I'm going to be MIA because my son's more important than their bullshit. So Wednesday, hopefully, or at least maybe by Tuesday afternoon, I at least have the damn file. I am going to call her Tuesday morning. I'm going to send emails tomorrow about a couple of things. The stuff we talked about earlier with Gray Hughes and the footage that he's talking about, and a couple other things. But I'm going to call her on Tuesday morning to make sure that the people that get there are doing what they're supposed to be doing with the shit that we paid for that we should have had in our possession already. Because I can just not believe the stupidity. I really cannot believe the damn stupidity. Like all the shit that we went through, them finding the file, grabbing it, putting it with everything, all the amendments to the FOIA, and they still didn't even send it through. So stupid. Her voice was shaky on that phone call. I do know that. She was nervous about that phone call, which was interesting to me. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get off of this now. You guys have a great night. Get some sleep. Tomorrow's Monday. Relax as much as you possibly can. As much as you can. Thank you so much for the new members, the super chats, and the super stickers. I appreciate you guys being in here. I really do. And going over this stuff. I really do appreciate it. It's important. It's factual things, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. They're not giving us a timeline. They're not answering anything for the families. Somebody's got to figure something out. Maybe collectively we can figure something out. If they would have given us answers after the plea deal that made some sense, maybe we wouldn't be here right now, but they didn't. They failed that. So you'll have a great night. Thank you so much for being in here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and roll this out. Please do not forget to leave a like on your way out and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed already. All right, you guys. See y'all.